here's where you have an absolute scotoma. So scotoma is absolute no light sensitivity. It is zeros or less on this readout here. And that could be from, you know, complete optic atrophy, say, or late glaucoma, GLC. So what you'd have here, again, is the original age-match norm, television norm. And say it was central. You just get this scotoma, right? No sensitivity at all in that one little area here. So this would be the original theta. This would be your total deviation. You just get a completely dark spot there. Nothing. So what the pattern deviation does is it calculates a mu for the patient. And that would actually look something like this. Because again, this loss is averaged across the field. This is always still 0. And then you subtract out the mu. And what you're left with is the same thing. So your, I'm sorry, your pattern deviation is the same. So this is kind of like 4 is like number 2.
Can you make the computer?
This?
Yeah.
Is that good?
Better? Better.
Is that better?
Yeah. Yeah, thank you.
That's shown by picture. Make this real. So a scotoma, you know, absolutely no function is late stage glaucoma. So with glaucoma, and we'll get into this with the next PowerPoint, you always get these hemifield losses. So this is exactly the same, right? So the pattern deviation in this case tells you that that is absolute sharp edge scotoma. Because it doesn't increase like this one. It didn't get smaller like the other one. There's no general loss. All the loss here is from that one pathology, because this is exactly the same. You know, that could be from end-stage glaucoma in one quadrant or one sector. It could be from partial atrophy. It just shows you the depth and the distinctness of the edges to this defect, as well as no general loss. So there's no way you'd say, well, there's a cataract also. It didn't shrink, and it's sharp edges because it didn't expand. It didn't expand. There's another one in here. So you hear a lot about hemianopsias, quadranopsias, you know, observing the midlines, being very distinct. That's another reason to test confrontations on the midlines rather than just in the quadrants, because these ROs aren't congruous. But here again, you know, there's a slight change here. There might have been a little bit of general loss, but for the most part, it's exactly the same, right? Especially on away from the midline. Now with all strokes, you'll find that, you know, things don't follow the midlines that precisely. There's a callosal exchange. There's some regeneration after stroke within 3 to 6 months. You're going to get some cross-callosal, cross-hemifield recovery. So this is not uncommon to see this kind of stuff here. But it doesn't follow it as strict as you might think. Okay, so this is another example of this. Looks exactly the same as this. It's kind of like number 2 there.